lifetime cruiser just got off the ship. Just got here to the Bahamas about 7 o'clock this morning. It is 9. I took my time. It's getting really cloudy out here. Possibility of rain, maybe. We'll see. So definitely just walking around on this trip. Note to self, bring a 2-piece swimsuit next time. I only brought a 1-piece. 1 piece doesn't really work very well, not if you're going to wear it all day. Didn't even really think about that. But yeah, so far so good. Like I said, I haven't even been on the cruise for 24 hours yet, and I see myself as a lifetime cruiser. You either like it or you don't. And I like it. So far I like it. Of course, being with somebody who has done this before is extremely helpful. Teaching me the ins and outs, the do's and the don'ts, the wills and the won'ts, the recommends, the not recommends. She's been amazing. We found the perfect sunrise this morning, sunset last night. Yeah, just here to have a blast. So I'll be back. All right, let's take a walk on the beach side. Actually looking for my roommate. She said she was coming to the beach. Definitely liking what I see. Of course, note to self. Bring some sort of a beach bag to put your towels and your drinks and stuff in. Also to mark your space wherever you choose to sit. And just have a blast. And of course, you know, the typical tourist trap. T-shirts, dresses, hats. Dang, should have brought my money. Could have bought another hat. Could have brought me up to an even 60 in my hat collection. Of course, here it might go on the road. That's all right. First time cruiser, just taking in all the sights. Always come on another cruise and get the souvenirs. All right. Let's see if I can find my girlfriend. I'll be back with y'all later. Note to self. Work out a little better. Lots of walking. The island isn't that big, but the way they have you going and zigzagging is a lot of walking. And here, silly me, I thought I was in shape. Only to find out I'm not. Not as in shape as I would like to be. How's that? Choose my words wisely. But definitely. Oh my gosh, this is a zip line. No thanks. I'll pass. No, there's one person. Only one person who could probably get me up on a zip line. And they're not here, so no zip line for me. Also, good morning. Also note, be sure to be sure to bring your water with you to drink.
Right there, sir.
And definitely if you're first time cruising. And of course it's just because I'm a first time cruiser. Look at those gorgeous flowers. I definitely would recommend coming to their private islands. Of course the storm is over that way, but it is beautiful that way. Just goes to show. I feel like I'm back in Florida. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes, it'll change. That must be the pool over there. Just checking out the island. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, time to sit down and take a breather. Never did find my girlfriend. That's all right. It is a pretty big island. Oh wow. I am currently sitting under the zip line or next to it. Did not realize that when I sat down. Like I said though, there's probably only one person who could get me on a zip line, and they aren't here. So because it's a private island, I asked, everybody's been helpful. Everybody is so nice. Everybody smiles and says good morning. So that was nice. But anyway, I did ask, because it is a private island, I asked about food and drinks, and most of it is included in your package, on your cruise package. Some require, what did you call it? Extra fee? Additional fee? Please bring water with you. Water, 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 water. Don't get dehydrated. And actually, I want to recommend to you these ones with the little clips on there, so you can clip it on your pants, shorts, whatever. Have belt loops. Otherwise, bring a backpack or a beach bag to carry your things in, as well as to mark your spots. I'm gonna give everybody the benefit of the doubt and say, for the most part, everybody's open and honest, and nobody's gonna touch your stuff. Yet, if you have somebody like me with you who only goes into the water up to their knees, feel free to have us sit at the beach location and play babysitter. But definitely bring water. Definitely bring a bag for all of your things. Have yourself a beach bag, a backpack, and just have fun. You know? I said yes to an opportunity, and I am so thankful I did. As my one girlfriend said, had I not said yes, I wouldn't even know what I'm missing. So, be sure to say yes when opportunity knocks. Follow that hunch, lead, intuition that is given to you. And just go have fun. Live life. Life's an adventure. Life's a journey. The adventure is just the fun of it. And that's pretty much so it. I pretty much showed you everything that I could show you. I did take some pictures, so I'll put together some pictures for everybody. Do a little separate video clip with just the photos I've taken on this trip. And I'll post everything as I can and when I can. So anyway, again, first timer cruise review, I guess, input. Make sure whoever your travel agent is, make sure that they are in contact with you, very communicative, explain things, the ins, the outs. Case in point, not my travel agent for this trip, but a personal friend of mine. She does this kind of travel for a living, and she made the recommendation that I check my account every night, and it was a good thing that I did, because for some reason the stuff that my roommate had bought had shown up under my name. We're still confused as to how that happened, but anyway, simple, easy fix. Just go down to guest services and explain the situation, and they take care of it. Very nice, very nice. Like I said, I did meet a couple of grumpy people my first day on. Maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe they're still in training. Maybe they didn't know everything. We did meet one guy at dinner who, it was his first cruise. It was his first day. So that was really interesting. I said, oh, cool, it's your first day. It's my first cruise. So, I mean, you can have all kinds of fun. I mean, you can sit in your room and do nothing. You can roam around the ship. You can come to the offshore stuff. I do want to recommend, as my one travel agent told me, if you want to do excursions, purchase them before you get on the ship. Because you can usually save up to 25% on those. So make note of that. Kind of get a feel. I did not do this. Do a little bit of research once you have the information on your cruise. figure out where you're going, what's going to be there, what's available, and pack accordingly. I'm a jeans and t-shirt type of gal, and unfortunately that is what I'm wearing today. And it's a little warm. But again, my first cruise, so I'm still learning. But I'm having fun. I am having fun. I'm glad I said yes to this opportunity. I really, really am. And for those of you who don't know, my girlfriend contacted me like a week and a half. Was it even a week and a half? No more than a week and a half before this cruise was supposed to leave. And she goes, hey, you want to go on a cruise? I'm like, sure. Do I need a passport? She goes, yes. I said, let me see if I can find my passport. I manifested that passport in less than 24 hours. I've been looking for that thing for like 4 years. Manifested it in less than 24 hours. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going on a cruise. So anyway, that's going to be it for right now. I'll be back on later with more. Here's a short note for today. So today on the cruise, we stopped at the Bahamas, and I went out, walked around the island, got back on the ship. I was only out on the island for maybe an hour and some change, and came back on the ship. Still had not had room service yet, so I grabbed a book, went out on the deck, read the book, came back to the room to grab a shower. Before everybody else came back on the ship from the island. And for us first timers, could y'all go over the basics with us, please? Like how to set the temperature on the shower, how to turn the dang thing on, how to adjust the spray nozzle, simple minor things, or if you're the travel agent, could you explain that? Okay. And like, is there a way in the bathrooms to like the sink, where you like brush your teeth and wash your hands? I don't care if it's on low or high, medium, pressure for the water. It seems to all be the same. Is that normal? I don't know. It's my first cruise. I have no idea. Just throwing that out there. Also, a couple other notes. at least for the Americans. I don't know how anybody else does it, for charging your electronics and such. Bring a power strip. I recommend. I'm wishing I would have brought mine. I didn't bring it because it's got like a 8-foot or 10-foot extension cord, and you don't need anything like that. Just a short 3 or 4-foot extension cord would work. But just so that you can charge multiple things, because there's not a lot of plugins available. And if you're like me and you have a lot of different devices that have, some have the USB, some have the USB-C, some have the whatever all this different stuff is for modern technology. So you can't always just plug it into a USB port or a USA port or a USB-C port or whatever all these ports are. So you might want to bring a short extension cord to be able to plug everything in. If you're like me, I have my watch, I have 2 phones, I have my iPad with me. So, to have to charge all that stuff. Oh, speaking of charging, I also want to recommend that you bring a portable charger to carry with you, especially if it's on your first cruise and you're going to be taking, if you are a picture person and you take a lot of pictures, record videos, you're gonna want that portable pack to carry around, especially when you're on the islands and out on your day trips and your excursions or whatever else it is you choose to do on your cruises. But again, this is just a point of view from a first timer, and just sharing for any other people who might be entertaining taking a cruise, not sure if they want to take a cruise, don't know what to bring, what not to bring. I will just share with you as things come to my mind. So yeah, back to the bathrooms. Just get a basic overall tour, if you will, for the shower. Because I was in there almost 5 minutes trying to figure that damn thing out. And unfortunately, my roommate wasn't here, so I couldn't say, hey, how do I turn this damn thing on? So yeah, just kind of go over the basics, okay? Let's, kind of figure it out, mess with all that stuff. It really wasn't as bad as I thought. It just took me a little while for my brain to get away from, okay, this is not my house shower. This is not the hotel shower. The shower obviously runs a little differently. So yeah, you might want to check that out as well. There was a few other things that aren't coming to my mind at this moment. I'm sure they'll come back to me later. So when they do, I'll hop back on, record another video.